I've seen that one here before. It's pretty cool. Or some a similar one at least.
I don't know. I'm not one to speak. So why are you looking at me like that? Well, I am. So yeah, make sure she doesn't decide to go for a dip. Yesterday, Cheryl and I walked out to that wharf because this one was closed, and it was breezy and the waters were pretty choppy, and we were like, oh, this is going to be interesting tomorrow. But so I kind of had some words that I wrote down when the water was choppy. So much like the waters yesterday were turbulent, we all know that Mom and Clive's relationship can be turbulent at times. We also know that at any given time and eventually the waters will calm down, like they did today. Mom and Clive's relationship had its ebbs and flows, but at the end of it all, they loved each other very much, and their biggest concern was for each other. And I think we can take a lot from that. Relationships aren't perfect, but
they were destined for each other.
And that's all I have to say. Does anyone want to say anything here? You don't feel like you have to, but...
Well, I know Joanne's up there finally fulfilling her threat to me, telling my mom the truth about when I was supposed to be staying with them, but Jim and I were at a hotel room. It was her first time away. She threatened to tell my mom every time she saw me or was around my mom. I know she's up there telling my mom now.
Yeah, she wasn't a good secret keeper, that's for sure.
She did pretty good though.
Well,
She spoke her mind.
she did speak her mind.
She did. Awesome. And well, Clive, well, he welcomed me into the family, and I dearly love him for that.
My father was a man of few words, but you know, he had a hard time expressing his feelings and everything. But I know he loved every one of you and myself a lot. And he loved your mom. And me, even though me and her had our fun, I know that it all came from the heart.
Yeah. And this is a special place for our whole family. We had lots of great times here as kids. You know, there was challenging times in our childhoods, and I think this is one of the places where we all just relaxed and had a good time. One of many places, right? We had great trips to Wells Gray and other less developed camping sites. Sometimes it's like, where the hell are we, and where are we supposed to go to the bathroom? Are we even allowed to camp here?
Is there even a manhunt happening in the area?
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this is a really fitting place for us to be today, to remember Joanne and Clive and all of our happy times together. So I know they're looking down on us and smiling today, and glad that they brought us all together.
Yeah, and wondering why the hell it took so long for all of us to get together. Yeah. So, well, unless anyone else wants to speak, I don't want to I know for some people it takes a little longer to want to open up, and we're gonna go back to the campsite and we're gonna be together and we're gonna have opportunity to share stuff as well. But, you know, although we're not doing what we wanted to do in the light of the day, we do have something we brought. You know, for the longest time, Mom would say to us, when I die, I want you to because she was the hostess with the mostest. I mean, and that was never my comfort zone. Cheryl very much takes after her in that way. But she would say that, you know, she would want all her friends and family to get together and have a big party. And then she decided, okay, forget that. Why have the big party when I'm not even going to be there? She wanted it for her 70th. So we were able to get together for her 70th and do it. But we still think it's fitting. I don't know who, Darren, you have it?
Yep.
Crack open a Canadian. And, you know, even if we really wanted to like all take a sip,
Yeah.
yes, we can. We're not going to, but
If we all wanted to pour a bit in.
yeah, if everyone wants to pour a little bit in.
You go first. You're the eldest
You're the
of the
eldest
children. Of the
of the
children.
children. So all the children can go first.
There you go, Mom.
Okay, so then Vicky, you're next.
No, Cheryl's a little bit
Oh,
older than
Cheryl.
me.
Yeah, just a little.
Cheryl's a few months older.
I'm not
than
gonna
you.
let her forget it too.
Here. Here, okay. Right.
I don't mind if I do.
Oh my God, that sounded
Who's next?
Grandkids want to go?
I'll go.
Oh, we'll let Jim.
Oh,
Jim.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. And then it'll be you guys, okay?
Thanks.
And then you, Em.
I think Shelley's a bit older than me.
We're not going in order here.
We're not going in order
Yeah.
now, because
No, we're
actually
just-
Shelby is new.
Okay.
Courtney's already tasted the beer. You're the front, you're
Good
front.
job.
Shelby? And then Donovan.
Yeah. And then Doug, do it for your son, for Callum.
Oh.
Yeah, go pour a bit for Callum. This is for Callum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's next after? Can I smash this or no? I'm just kidding.
I think there's,
Kelly, do you want to?
Did everybody else there go?
yeah, no, you go ahead. There you go, you old bootin' old man.
Anyone else want to?
Yeah, you go.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
There's a little tiny glass. I'll take it away though. I'll take it with me.
Say hi to your mom and dad and everybody else, guys. Cat litter now.
There we go.
Well, I did have something that I guess I would maybe like to read. I'm super emo though, so
Why don't you come stand over here if you're
Yeah,
okay with
stand
that?
there
So
so
we're
everybody can see ya. Come on, Mrs. Jen. Here, Jen, I'll go up with you. Come on.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
Just
Well, that way
standing where I
everybody
am,
can see
but,
you.
my love for you is endless and deep like the ocean. It's unexplainable. I'm sorry. Like the universe. It's more real than anything you can possibly see or touch. It transcends time and space. And I am so grateful to know your love. And in this way, I'll know you forever. I've spent my entire life adoring you, and the rest of my life I'll spend missing you. I've been scared to know what it means to live a life without you there, always reminding me to lighten up, that things will work out, granting me new perspective and cheering me on. But every day that goes by, I learn more and more that I'm never without you. We are all left here to carry forward the best parts of you, and the truest honor to you both would be to live life to its fullest, to lighten up a little, laugh often, maybe even tell someone where to go once in a while.
Yeah.
Turn your face to the sun and let it kiss you, and know that Joanne and Clive are there smiling, cheering you on, and probably laughing at you. And by God's grace, we know their hearts, and in this way, their memory we shall cherish forever.
Well said.
I got a hanky.
she's an old-fashioned kind of girl.
So thanks.
she'd make fun of me for crying and getting so sad. Oh, Jen!
No,
That's okay.
do the imitation of her from last night.
Oh. Oh, fuck off, Clyde!
Nailed it.
Yes, dear.
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we should all be so lucky that, you know, I mean, yeah, there were rough times, but at the end of it, look at all these people that are here mourning their loss. So,
Okay, I'll take a turn. Well, I haven't spent as much time as Joanne as everyone else. The time I spent with Clive, you know, we all know that he wasn't the perfect person. When he did take the time to spend with me, he was, you know, trying to be the best version of himself he could be and really stood up. And I appreciate that a lot.
well, heaven gained a couple of goddamn good people. And I'm blessed that they're going to visit me at my property all the time, because my belief is dragonflies bring our loved ones back to us because of their double wings, and we get them every spring. So every spring I will say hello for you guys to them when they come to visit.
Remember during holidays, Joanne would always cook up these Yorkshire puddings. That's right? Those little,
Yeah.
okay, those things were
Yeah.
amazing.
And the Scotch
To die
eggs.
for. Every holiday, I think about Joanne's Yorkshire puddings.
absolutely.
Then a highlight of my memories of Clive was gold panning. He'd always take me up Tranquil Road, and we'd go down these like really steep embankments and do some gold panning on other people's digs.
Dad.
Ran into a couple of issues sometimes. Almost got stuck in like a really sketchy area up there, but yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
He was a damn good firefighter,
Oh yeah.
forestry firefighter and medic.
When I worked a government fire camp as a security guard, about half the guys there had worked with him, and they remembered him. And well, that guy would smoke with a piss can on his back and beat us 20-year-olds up the hill somehow. And he's so strong. I'm like, I don't know how he got that. He never worked out. Yeah, he was a legend out there.
It was his work he was most proud of.
It
Was the silver culture.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
And he took it home too, you know. If he had a couple of days off, he would just, well, let's go up number 5 road. Let's go exploring where I haven't worked over here, so I want to go see it. And let's go see what they're doing over there. And just drive aimlessly for a day. And it brought him peace. He loved it.
He was always up for a drive in the backwoods with no particular destination,
Yeah.
right? It
And a
was just,
six-pack of beer.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yes, driving out in the middle of nowhere, and I mean, they were like so happy, and it's like, oh, really? It's very boring for us.
Mm.
It was my favorite thing.
You-
Well,
You grew into it. The first time that we went camping with Dad, we were up at Saskama. Is that up by North Barrier? And it was the less developed site in the area. Everybody was at the nice site. So we did hours and hours of drives to nowhere. And you're a little restless, but you were also young and you wanted to get out and explore yourself on foot. No. He just kept driving. Where are we going, Grandpa?
wherever the wind takes us.
There was not a particular destination. No. I think we probably all learned how to drive on those back roads as well.
Jim's gonna say something when you're done.
I was just gonna say yes, because I learned how to winter drive. And he was like, "Kate, I'm driving."
Your
he's
turn.
like, and when we get up to the next corner, you're gonna slam on the brakes. And I'm like, no, why? And he's like, because you're gonna learn how to take a corner in the snow. And I'm like, I don't want to learn how to take a corner in the snow. And he made me, and I did learn how to do it. And
Yep.
you know, so
Yeah, so one of my fondest memories of Clive and Joanne. So it's a bit of a story. So I had come out, when I lived in Ontario, I come out for the summer in 1984. And at one point of the summer there, Clive and Joanne had decided to take the weekend off and we're going to go on a camping trip. And the plan was to go over to Pemberton. So leading up to it, it was decided to use Clive and Joanne's car because it'd be a bit better for the journey. I guess because it was a 4-door. So it was a big yellow Chrysler taxi cab. So plan is to go to Pemberton. Of course, things never go according to plan. Late start, stopping here, stopping there. So we're way behind schedule. We get over to Lillooet. And then we're starting to get a bit lost because we're trying to find the Duffy Lake Road. And turns out that the road map that they had was something free handed out from Colonel Sanders. The map proved to be inadequate. So we thought we were on the right track for Duffy Lake Road. We weren't. We ended up on the north side of the lake. I don't know if you folks been over around Seaton Portage. So we're on the north side of the lake. Duffy Lake Road's on the south side of the lake, but that doesn't matter now. So we're committed. We think we know where we're going. We go over the mountain. You come down into Seaton, and it's an indigenous community for the most part. We're there. We can't find our way out of the town now to continue the journey. We still think we're going to Duffy Lake Road. Clive, being Clive, we drove through the town. There's some native kids where they're out on bicycles and they watch this yellow taxi cab drive through town.
Car
And they're all,
26.
and they're all staring at us. Get to the end of the community. No, okay, this is the wrong way. Turn around, we're coming back. The group of kids on their bicycles are still staring at us. Clive sees fit. He reaches down, he finds this goofy cap he always wore when he was driving cab, puts down the window, pulls up to the kids, and he says to them, "Did somebody here call a cab?" Their jaws all drop, not a word is said. They don't know what to say to us. Clive and Joanne laugh at him. We continue on. We find this road leading out of the community now that we think is the right way. And what it turns out to be is an access road for the power transmission lines that went around the north side. Not intended for an automobile at all. We start along this road. There's all big rocks and the poor old car is pounding over all these rocks. It's taking a beating. And your mom. She's like psychic. So us 3 adults are in the front seat. Kids are in the back seat. I'm sitting there on the passenger side. Joanne turns to me while the car is beating itself to death on this road. And she looks me right in the eye and she says, "You're glad we didn't bring your car, aren't you?" And the sad fact was, that was my exact thoughts. Thank God it ain't my car. The road got so bad, there's steep uphills, the car couldn't even drive uphill. We'd all have to get out of the car, walk uphill. Clive would back the car down around like these are like blind hairpin turns. We got about halfway along the road. It was getting close to nightfall, so we knew we were on the wrong road. And we thought, you know what, we'll just camp where we did. Found a spot, there's a creek coming down the mountain.
A raging river.
No, it's just a nice creek. It is raging. But you know what? That was the best camping trip I ever had. It was
Adventurous.
Adventurous. It made you think maybe you're in the pioneer days of the gold rush or something. Next morning, had pancakes for breakfast. They pulled out a gold pan out of the back of the car, mixed up the pancake batter in a gold pan.
Oh, gosh.
They had the creek there for drinking water. The only people we seen was a couple of whacked out German tourists on mountain bicycles and some crazy guy come through with a Volkswagen van. They're the only people we seen. But it was the best trip
Do you
I've
guys
ever been
remember
on.
that trip?
No,
What
you
were
would
the
have been,
kids?
well, Vicky would be maybe 7.
You said it was 84?
Yeah.
Would have been 10.
10.
10?
Yeah.
Or I was closer to 7 then.
That was 8, yeah.
Yeah, 7, 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think sometimes my dad was actually born in the wrong era. He should
I
have been
think so.
a gold rush
He loved it.
pioneer.
Yep.
You know,
He would have found his fortune. He would have.
probably would have.
He would have. He had a.
Well, he had his
nose.
fortune in his family.
Yeah.
His family was everything. Well, I know, like Jim's parents, their fond memories is when they would come out in the houseboat, going around the houseboat.
Ah, yeah.
With them.
Darcy.
Yeah,
Darcy,
but I remember
yes.
going out on the houseboat. They'd go out on the houseboat with their parents.
My last couple of visits, the last few summers, and I had mentioned it, and Joanne was like, "You're not taking him anywhere. We're not going anywhere." It was really hot out, and he was sick, and he's like, "We're going." And I nudged him, and so we just worked on it. We spent a whole day just putting it out there, working on it, and then finally the next day we're like, "Hey, well, we're going," and she finally relented and kind of gave us her blessing, so to speak. And yeah, we went for a big long drive. We were gone for like half the day. You knew he wasn't feeling good, but you could just see he was just so happy. So 2 summers in a row we got to go out and go driving around and turn here, oh turn there, oh this is that and that is this, and yeah, I'll remember that forever for sure. It was really good. Made me feel like a kid again, and he had a great time.
He did like his outdoors. His brother John, who unfortunately couldn't make it, talks many different stories of them out fighting the forest fires together and doing the various things. And John really appreciates and cherishes those memories. And then there was Joanne that looked after him every time he came into town, fed him, made sure he was looked after.
Oh yeah.
They would drive all the way up there if he wasn't answering his phone.
They would. They
Yep.
would drive up. Yeah, they kept, they were great in making sure they knew that he was doing okay. So I made a promise to Clive that we would move him closer to us. And I fulfilled that promise, and I'm glad I did. And I'm
Awesome.
glad that Clive knew that that promise had been fulfilled.
We always worried about Uncle John.
He does.
Glad he's in a good place.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the spot, Kelly, but do you have anything?
Do you have
anything
anything to say? You haven't said anything. Come on. You gotta tell us some good stories.
Well, I got plenty.
Yeah, but would they want you sharing them?
Yeah, exactly. I have to leave out some parts.
Yeah. Okay, you guys are making me nervous leaning on that. Just
First time I really got together with Joanne, I don't know how many years ago it was. We were sent out to Ashcroft to try and rally for a cab company out there. Another thing, I guess it really sticks out is she never had friends, right? You're always an acquaintance. I don't believe in friends, just acquaintance. Don't get disappointed, I guess. Finally, one year, I get this Christmas card saying to my best friend, or a good friend. It kind of just touches me because we became friends. It was no longer an acquaintance.
You made it to the elite status.
I did. Took many years.
Yeah, and anytime I would come and visit, she'd invite you. Oh, Kelly's got to come over. She wanted us to be friends, and oh,
Yeah.
your dog will love her dog and stuff. And it was always the sweetest thing. And she'd make us a big dinner, and
Oh, I'll always feeding
yeah,
people.
I'd eat myself into a food coma.
I know, like in Clive was a big actor. Like I worked with him for many years, and nobody could ever say anything bad about him. Clive would be on them like in a second. Yeah, we end up becoming really good friends. We'd even go to Walmart and try all these new underwears and buy a pack and split them.
I remember the first time she told me that. She's like, look at me, and I split a pack of underwear. And I'm like,
really.
okay, Mom, I can buy you a whole pack of underwear if you want. And she's
So
like,
we're
no,
just
why
trying
would
all the
you?"
new ones. Okay, we'll split it. I like them. Of course, I always picked better colors, right?
I'm just blessed that I have a lot of her potty pants.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
have one.
Pardon?
I have one of them. Yeah. I remember her making them.
Yeah, I have 4. I have one. My daughter has one. My son has, and I have 2. And I love them.
Well, we spent three to 4 years going to potty pant craft sales.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Were those made with like a lacquer or a bondo? Or
Hodgepodge, isn't it?
Hodgepodge?
No,
I think
no,
it was
it
Fiberglass. Fiberglass resin.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
fiberglass resin. Yeah.
when they were well
Hodgepodge couldn't
past.
hold up to like.
No, I
Yeah,
guess
just
not. Yeah.
Stuff them really a bunch of plastic bags and that,
Going
and
around
shape
all the
them, and
thrift
then
stores.
But I love them. I get them. I was
All
going
the
to
children's
garden stuff.
Yeah.
The clothes team, and I'm like,
Shoes.
oh, I've got to get that out.
Yeah.
I make kill plans, but I'll put some fake ones in it.
They do really well outside. I think.
Yeah, I had mine for 3 years in a row outside. But I think this year they're just going to get fake plants because I didn't. I got black thumbs. I loved Joanne and Clive's gardens at their place because that's the only place I can see pretty flowers. Because and I never touched their flowers because I'd kill them. My black thumbs. Never touched the flowers.
Yeah, it was very important for her. You know, she was bedridden. Like, she was stuck in that bedroom for a long time before we moved up here. And she would look out the window and hate that our stuff wasn't being done. And Shelby would go up and you'd be out there doing something and she'd roll, you know, so that the screen was like, the window was open and she'd be out there giving you direction on what to do and
How to do it.
yeah, and she would coach Shelby and have Shelby doing stuff there because, you know, and it was important to us that that was all her view she had.
It was.
And so we wanted it to, you know, look the way she wanted it to look, even if she couldn't be out there herself doing it.
And she appreciated it.
She was
Okay.
really, really good at doing the fake plants, things she would put together for the potty pants for the craft
Yeah.
fairs. She was really good at doing that too. Like, I
Very
never
good, she
realized
was, yeah.
for a long time, and I don't know, to me, like, I can't do that. Like, I'm like, oh, stick, 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 stick. No, like, she was really good at that too.
She was very artistic with them. No, I'm glad they're together. Together and super happy. And they're up there having a friggin' party right now. Let's face it. They're up there partying with all the family members up there.
Yeah, I don't think
feel
that.
like the hail earlier was maybe they were having a bit of a scrap about something.
Maybe nobody was getting the brandy fast enough.
You're smoking all my smokes. Get your own.
Yeah.
Or there's no chocolate milk left. I think you can do whatever the heck you want up there.
I think heaven is what you want it to be.
It's what you want it to be.
Yeah.
They'd want to be smoking.
Yeah.
Does Callum have anything he wants to say?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like,
we've got lots of food up at the
yeah.
campsite.
Speaking of the Scotch eggs, not the Yorkshire pudding.
Can
I
we be
didn't
piped
remember.
out again?
Yeah, that's right.
Please.
Yeah.
I could sit and listen to that for hours.
So we have food. Like, we chose foods that were things like that might seem weird, like the crab pasta in the box. Mom always really liked that.
Yeah. No.
So we made sausage rolls, bologna sandwiches.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk.
Hot dogs for later to roast. Scotch eggs.
Did you do chicken, fried chicken with in the cornflakes? She used to do that.
We had to draw a line somewhere,
At some
right? We're
point,
like,
right?
how
Yeah.
much?
Was it Coke Zero or Diet Coke?
It's Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke was the big one.
Don't
Yeah,
touch your Diet
Diet
Coke.
Yeah.
And the
Diet
chocolate
Coke
milk.
and chocolate milk.
The last time that we were out, I just gave up. Just get one carton. I gave up. I bought 20 cartons because I knew, and she did go through all of them.
Yeah.
That and sending Jim and I to go pick up their prescription drugs.
Yeah.
And Jim's in there explaining we need to pick it up. Oh, you have to sign for it. He didn't realize what particular drugs we were
narcotics,
picking up at that time. The narcotics, and he had to sign for them. I had to sign for the prescription. Oh, it must be some pretty damn good drugs then. Yeah. No, we cherish those few days that we got to spend with them.
So yeah, we'll go back up there and
Okay.
we'll all sit around and
Tell stories.
Share more stories.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then we'll come down a bit later.
Her favorite country singer, George.
Well, I mean,
one of them.
there was like, she liked George Jones. I mean,
Can
there
you
was
play some George Jones?
God, she loved the bagpipes though. Too.
Oh yeah,
She did.
She's
Yeah.
very proud of them for sure.
She was proud of her girls.
Yeah.
Like, she was so proud of you too, and she was proud of you too as well. She was proud of it. She admits you guys didn't have the best normal upbringing, that it was rocky, but she loved all four of you guys so deeply. Like, I got a chance to sit with her and talk about things. She talked about the grandchildren, she talked about the kids, she talked about her regrets, and I told her there is no regrets because everybody, we have to get rid of our regrets and just look forward to the future. And like the girls say, she would be thrilled that you guys that we're all here.
Well, I think we turned out all right.
You guys turned out awesome. She was proud of how all four of you guys turned out. And Clive was too.
All right, Maestro, play us out.
All right.